Hey, well, today is the 31st of July, and the date that about a year ago, really about September 18th, the stadium construction people headed by Don Webb started pegging as the date for substantial completion. Then, starting at about July of last year, because of documents that were found by this guy that said, hey, you know what? The stadium is actually slated to be finished and open in mid-September. July 31st went from substantial completion to Don Webb saying complete, then wavering between sometimes he would say substantial completion, then sometimes totally complete. And depending on what day it was, and I guess maybe, whatever else was going on in their lives, people who were either working for the Raiders or so-called fans who, had never been in Oakland in other cases, would suddenly say, oh, well, it's going to be finished. Why? Well, they said so. What? All right. Fact of the matter is, right there in the Las Vegas Stadium Authority documents, it says straight up, and it's by Grand Canyon Development Partners, the construction monitor, that the stadium will be finished, entirely finished, by November 31st, because between today and that point in time, as of right now, there are over $144 million worth of construction-related punch list items to be done. Everything from infrastructure improvements off-site, to parking, to internal issues regarding plumbing, tests that have to be done, and so on. And guess what, folks? Because of the fact that large groups had to be taken off the work site because of the pandemic, those items that were not done, that have to be done, have gone up in cost in some cases, and so that has contributed to the price rise in some cases. So by now, it's pretty much a certainty that it's north of 144 million. So there it is. Some of you are going to say, well, the stadium has received a certificate of occupancy. Actually, it hasn't. What it received was a temporary certificate of occupancy, not a certificate. That certificate runs out on the 22nd of August. And it allows for different groups and different testing organizations to come in and camera crews and everything else, all right? But it is not a certificate of occupancy. And the good news is that there's no NFL games right now. They have all the time in the world to prepare for September, and which should be an epic matchup, God willing, between the New Orleans Saints and the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm about to say Oakland Raiders. But the way things are going, the entire season may be canceled. We've already seen the loss of the UNLV Cal game, the 2 NFL preseason games on top of that. So this isn't a time to just, put on rose-colored glasses and say everything is okay and all that stuff, because it's not. It's just the opposite. And it's a time to be very concerned that the stadium is not complete, and we have to take a look at what needs to be done. And not only that, it would be great if they said, hey, look, this is what needs to be done. It's a public facility. I will tell you this, having said all that, I'll say this. Las Vegas needs the help. Las Vegas needs that facility. Big time. Las Vegas is in a position where it's going to have a rough time for the next couple of years. It needs all the good news it can get. Like that. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnow.com.